Alright, buckle up, buttercups, because today we're diving headfirst into a cinematic experience so unique, it'll have you questioning if you accidentally stumbled into a fever dream directed by a sentient cornfield. That's right, we're tackling Devil's Gate, a film that promises alien invasions, demonic possession, and enough rural gothic atmosphere to choke a scarecrow. So, you're looking for a genre mashup? You got it! This flick throws together sci-fi, horror, and a dash of X-Files wannabe, blends it all in a rusty blender, and pours the result directly onto your eyeballs. Prepare for a cinematic cocktail that's less martini and more mystery sludge found in a ditch. Meet our protagonists, Special Agent Frances, played with a level of stoicism that suggests she's just realized she left the stove on back in Quantico. She's the by-the-book FBI agent, the kind who probably uses a protractor to align her pencils. She's partnered with Deputy Colt, a local lawman whose personality is best described as rural. Think of him as the guy who can fix a tractor with duct tape and a prayer, and who believes that the government is hiding aliens. Because, well, this movie. They're here to investigate the disappearance of a woman and her son from a remote farm owned by Jackson Pritchard, played by Milo Ventimiglia, who, let's be honest, probably signed up for this gig thinking, hey, it's a paycheck, and I get to wear a cool beard. He delivers a performance that oscillates between intense and did he just fall asleep with his eyes open? Now, Jackson is your classic, enigmatic, God-fearing, survivalist loner. He's got that whole I know things you can't possibly comprehend vibe going on, which, in this case, translates to I'm hiding something really weird in my basement. And boy, is he ever. The film spends a solid chunk of its runtime building up the mystery, which, in this case, means a lot of squinting into the darkness, ominous music, and characters saying things like, something ain't right here. No kidding, Sherlock. We get treated to sweeping shots of the desolate North Dakota landscape, which, while visually appealing, mostly serves to remind you that you could be watching a documentary about wheat fields and it would probably be more engaging. Then, things start to get interesting. Or at least, they get weird. We find out that Jackson has been keeping something in his basement. And by something, I mean a creature that looks like it escaped from a low-budget anime convention after a particularly rough night. This is where the film decides to throw all logic out the window and embrace its inner B-movie. The creature, which is apparently an alien, or a demon, or maybe just a really angry garden gnome, is the source of all the chaos. It's got glowing eyes, a penchant for making creepy noises, and a general air of, I'm here to make your life miserable. Of course, the characters react to this revelation with the appropriate level of dramatic flair. Agent Frances, who's been the picture of composure up to this point, suddenly starts yelling and firing her gun like she's auditioning for a John Woo remake. Deputy Colt, meanwhile, just looks confused, which, to be fair, is probably his default state. Jackson, in his infinite wisdom, decides that the best way to deal with this interdimensional threat is to pray and build elaborate contraptions out of scrap metal. Because, you know, that's how you fight aliens. The film then descends into a chaotic mess of special effects that range from passable to did they just use CGI from a 1990s video game? There's a lot of flashing lights, shaky camera work, and characters running around in the dark, screaming. It's like a haunted house attraction designed by someone who's never actually been to a haunted house. And let's not forget the religious undertones. The film tries to weave in themes of faith, redemption, and the battle between good and evil, but it mostly comes across as heavy-handed and preachy. It's like the filmmakers were trying to say something profound, but they forgot to hire someone who actually understood what they were talking about. The climax of the film is a glorious train wreck of biblical proportions. There's a lot of shouting, a lot of explosions, and a lot of the creature doing its best impression of a disco ball. It's a visual spectacle, in the sense that it's spectacular how bad it is. In the end, good triumphs over evil, or something like that. The creature is defeated, or maybe just bored and decided to go back to its home dimension. Agent Francis and Deputy Colt exchange a knowing glance, suggesting that they've learned some profound lesson about the nature of reality, or maybe just that they need a stiff drink. And Jackson? Well, he's still Jackson. He's probably back in his basement, building more contraptions and praying for the next alien invasion. So, if you're looking for a film that's going to challenge your intellect and leave you pondering the mysteries of the universe, Devil's Gate is not it. But if you're looking for a film that's going to provide you with some good, old-fashioned B-movie entertainment, then you've come to the right place. It's a film that's so bad, it's almost good. It's a film that's so ridiculous, it's actually kind of fun. It's a film that's, well, it's Devil's Gate. And that's really all you need to know. Prepare for a film that takes itself way too seriously, despite being utterly bonkers. A film where the characters are as wooden as the barn they're hiding in. A film where the special effects are as convincing as a cardboard cutout. This is Devil's Gate, a cinematic experience that will leave you wondering if you accidentally ingested a handful of psychedelic mushrooms before pressing play. It's a wild ride, folks, and you're going to need a strong stomach and a healthy sense of humor to survive it. But hey, at least it's not boring. You'll be too busy trying to figure out what the heck is going on to fall asleep. And that, my friends, is a victory in itself. In conclusion, Devil's Gate is a masterclass in how to make a film that's simultaneously terrible and entertaining. It's a cinematic guilty pleasure, a film that you can't help but watch, even as you're shaking your head in disbelief. It's a film that proves that sometimes, the best movies are the ones that don't take themselves too seriously. And sometimes, they are just seriously weird.